weekend. But welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys narrowly escaped the black hole at the center of that of the blank hex up here at 1813, going kablooey and in a large gamma ray burst. They don't know if there's anything left. Quite frankly, they probably don't care. And they had already laid in their course, and they made an early jump and expertly left the system back to Homestead. And so that's where we will be picking up. Before we get started, we'd like to thank some friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. Tonight, we would like to thank Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard Company makes beard products such as oils, balms, butters, beard wash, co-wash, all sorts of stuff. And right now, they are celebrating their 6-year anniversary. They've been in business for 6 years. They've got a big buy one, get one sale. So in addition to that, they normally have a buy one, get one for new first-time purchasers. If you go to fablebeardco.com and create an account, you can put in 2 beard oils into your cart, and when you check out, you can get the second one for free. All of their scent profiles are a different fantasy character. Like tonight, I'm wearing the Hero Beard Balm. It smells of a light cologne with a hint of pipe tobacco in it. And yeah, so there's a ton of different scents on there. So I recommend going through and finding one that you might like. I honestly haven't found one yet that I dislike. I'm not. I tried. I think this is the Gunslinger. And I'm not a super big fan of that, but I don't hate it. I'm just not, that's not for me.
The rocket really does smell like Oreos.
Does it? Yeah, I heard that it smelled pretty good. There was a lot of people saying that it was pretty good. Yeah, the Gunslinger, it's supposed to be like teakwood and sandalwood and a little bit of patchouli, and that's the part that gets me, because I am not a fan of patchouli.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a ton of different scents. So I recommend going and signing up and checking them out. If you want to help the channel out, we also have a merch store via Zazzle. All of the proceeds from that channel go directly back in, or I'm sorry, from that store go directly back into the channel. Helps us pay for things such as like Roll20 and the Incarnate subscription, things like that. And we've got hoodies and T-shirts and buttons, and there's a fleece blanket and beer stein and all sorts of stuff. So if you want to help us out, go get yourself a T-shirt and a button, and we really appreciate everything you do for us. Today, the new book for Braunhaven released, a treatise on magic and spells. New spells, old spells, new magic items, old magic items, artifacts and relics, all new ritual spells to go with Oktoberfest. Yeah, it's not a huge book, but there is a bunch of stuff. It also has rules on using cantrips for magic users, illusionists, and necromancers. So yeah, if you are into old school essentials, I mean, of course, I recommend it. I wrote it, but yeah, go check it out. It brings in a lot of the stuff from first edition AD&D, because when I was a kid, we didn't make any kind of distinction between the box sets of D&D, which were basic, expert, companion, masters, and immortals, and first edition AD&D. I mean, we were aware that there were some slight tweaks and changes between the two, but we never bothered, oh, well, I only play this one, or I only play... There were no edition wars. It was all just D&D, and we just played. And I kind of, the advanced version of Old School Essentials kind of leans in the AD&D direction anyways. And so I just brought in a whole bunch of stuff, and I just tweaked it a little bit so that it would match up better with OSE. So, yeah, if you're looking for it, the PDF is $5. Print on demand will be coming soon, and so keep an eye out for that. And I always give the PDF free for anybody that buys the physical copy. So keep an eye out on Drive Through RPG. So you guys are in Jump. Is there anything that in particular that you're doing on the week, in the week that you are in Jump heading towards Homestead?
I think. We probably need to work out like a price for the computer core that they gave to us. I didn't give them any fucking money, so.
Well, we saved their ass. I mean
There's that, yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, we hold all the cards. It's what do you want to give them, and they're gonna like it, because I mean, at the end of the day, it'd be like, okay, well, the price for admission to the ship is the core, and you're on the ship, so,
We have a lot of money.
I was thinking we
know.
could just say, hey, you guys, you lost everything, but there's an opportunity at Drinax to get a job.
Well,
Yeah.
right, and they had already said. I mean, they kind of
They want to get out
They
of
kind of
it.
like the sound of that because, let's face it, they didn't really have a great life over here on Palindrome, and so I mean, your guys' offer sounds better than what they were getting, but plus, not to mention the fact that they really need to be. Most of them need hospital stay, but they're going to need it before that. So, and you're not going to find that at Homestead. So, I
I
guess
could snip off some tumors in Jump Space.
yeah,
Burn like the
you could be
bonsai
doing
tree.
you could be doing some medical work. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could go to Thieves, has an excellent medical facility and stuff, and I mean, there's
I'll leave
another.
all your organs in there, we promise.
I mean, we don't have any current ships stationed at Thieves or anything, but I mean, there's business to be had when we go there. I think,
Are we going to Steve? I don't know if I want to take. I don't know if I want to take like tiny world naive people to Steve. That seems like it might.
Well,
And
I mean, they
then-
came from Palindrome. They're not exactly. They're not.
they have to know about Thieves if they were
Yeah.
coming from
Oh,
Palindrome.
that's true. Yeah, because okay, you're
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they would know about Thief.
Okay.
I don't know necessarily that we need to go to Thieves. I mean,
Well,
that's
if they have a month to live, we're not going to make it to Drinax with them.
Right.
that's
Okay.
right. So maybe we ought to see which ones we.
The Leaf have stuff? I don't
Is there a
remember.
hospital at Salif?
Yeah.
So
let's
Leaf
see.
would have a hospital.
Yeah, I would think so.
We have one auto dock. They just need to trade every couple of hours.
But we
You know,
have
they're
low
keeping moving.
berths. I mean, we can.
That's true too. We could
Yeah, you
freeze
could
somewhere.
stick it. Yeah, you could easily stick him in a low berth.
The Leaf is the most conventional solution. if
That's
they
where
have hospital.
Zazzle is, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Tisney Zazzle's world.
Yeah, and then maybe that meeting with the guys that are hunting us can go by if we go back there. I mean, that she was supposed to be putting the word out and trying to arrange for somebody, a representative, to come holler at us.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, she has put the feelers out, but
Is she going to get a dice roll?
she already made her dice roll. But
Oh,
I mean, you're probably not going to get any information.
yeah, because
And she's very reluctant to work with you. You guys are radioactive.
Yeah, that's true. I hope saving these people will make our PR better and be more popular.
Hell, just launch a nuke at her.
That'll show it.
That'll show her. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if she's not, I mean, she's helped me with my career, so I can't hate on her. But I mean, at the very least, we could drop these people off here for medical assistance. She did say that we could host the meeting here with people if we can get a message to these dudes
Right.
hunting us.
Right.
But if we're being hunted, I really want to go get the other ships because it's when we got all our ships, man, it might be expensive, but it's hard to fuck with us, man.
Yeah.
Hmm. But then you
I
also
mean,
have everything to lose all at once.
it is
So,
everything to lose, but I mean, if we lose the ship that we're in, the chances are that we're lost any fucking way.
shoot. Hmm. Okay, and last time we played, we got the orb, and we need somebody
Oh yeah, we need
bionic.
a psionic people. We
So we
do
have to
have
look
that.
up the
Don't we have
number.
that scanner that tests for psionics?
I don't remember if you guys bought that or not.
I remember us having that. We were testing everybody in Drinax for a while.
Yeah, trying to figure out where the source was of the
Right,
Princess
right.
Rao thing.
I mean, if we got that, we can check out all these fucking people that we pick out. Maybe that kid is psionic, you know, and then he's worth saving.
We need to find out if radioactive tumors give it a false positive or not.
I guess our first order of business, though, is to deal with these motherfuckers.
Um,
And then while
I doubt that
all that's
radioactive
going, we
tumors
need.
give a false positive.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And then we need to dive into this computer core and get as much data as we can out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
I do remember
coordinates.
you guys getting a psi detector. I mean, it's TL13, but I think you guys bought one on Thief.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like the thing of testing everybody to try and figure out who was doing bad things.
We were hunting a motherfucker that was trying to kill Ching Shi and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
that's
Right?
right.
Yeah.
So first, I will say, Beth, you can go ahead and you can make 3 medic plus education checks, and you get a +2 to that because of your sick bay.
Oh my, that's gonna be huge then because I had +5, so that'll be like +7.
Okay.
So 16. Oh my, 18. 15. Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
gonna use that.
So you are able to. You have to do some surgery, and you have to basically put these guys on a regimen of anti-rad, and you're not curing them, but you are able to keep them alive and functioning until you can get them to a hospital. Not the best that you can do with a sick bay. Who so you guys are you're going to scan everybody to see if there's any psionic potential?
I guess so. I mean, why not? We got nothing but time.
Okay.
I could sneak it in as part of the
Scan
medical
me, scan
thing.
me.
So you don't even have to make a roll. I can tell you that none of these people have any psionic potential at all.
Well, we're
Now-
gonna space them then.
You're useless. Get off. I do.
Oh
know...
no, let's make a movie out of it if we're gonna do it. Now the jump space slasher. Oh, it's gonna be great.
So I do
And
know.
I'm Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, yeah.
So last week you had mentioned Wes had brought up that 37 has psionic potential. You haven't seen 37 in a while, but the last time, I mean, your most potential location of being able to put a feeler out to get a hold of her would be back on Drinax.
All right.
So yeah, you guys scan through these guys. None of them have any real psionic potential whatsoever.
I'd like to take a look at this computer core data that we've got.
Okay.
I would like to assist him in that.
Okay. Both of you can make computer plus electronics computers plus intellect or education.
Do we get to use intrusion software and all that neat shit?
You're already in. You don't really need to use intrusion software. It's I don't know. Do you have anything like do you have any decryption software?
Hell yeah, I've got decryption software.
So you can apply a bonus to that or from that.
Well, that'll give me a 10.
Okay.
I got 8.
Okay, so between the two
Hey,
of
I
you,
will share my decryption software with you. It's just a quick download. You have to watch a short video.
yeah, subscribe to spacetitties.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Um.
normal.
So yeah, you guys are able to kind of sift through this data. You're not. I mean, in a week, there's so much in a computer core for Starship that you're not even gonna barely scratch the surface. But one thing that you guys are able to determine, because you have kind of you have a direction to focus your efforts on, and that effort, of course, comes from the it comes from um, the astrogation data. And let me
It had like
find
3 planets that they were fucking with last time, but
right. Da, da, da.
Do they exist anymore?
yeah, we've been to all of them.
Yes, they do actually. Where did it go? So it said. So the data that you got back were some coordinates for on Newman, 27 Mark 38 Mark 19. You got coordinates for Tech World, 55 Mark 22 Mark 18, and you got some coordinates on Thieve, 31 Mark 44 Mark 95. Now that of course, I mean, who knows what that could possibly be, but that's not the most interesting thing that you find out as you guys are sifting through the data. What you find is that it becomes abundantly clear, and I will tell you that this takes you the entire week that you're in jump space to go through this. What becomes abundantly clear is that these coordinates and the information came for these worlds did not come from astrogation sensors on the ship. It looks like they came from an external source that was hooked up to the computers.
That's that fucking ball, dude. It's
Oh, the
Very
sphere?
likely.
yeah, we need to go charge this fucking orb, and I think that's the key on the next step of this thing. It's what we had to do before. We had to look and activate, fuck around with the orbs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
37. That's
A lot of orbs.
that's my
We got to tell you the story of the orbs.
Yes, the orbs.
We
there's
found orbs where if psionic people held them, they like saw a vision of something from like a distant past, and it was really cool. So, but none of us are psionic, so we have to find somebody. And we rescued a lady who was psionic from this horrible like medical experiment prison situation,
Yeah,
and that's why she's named 37.
she's a
Is because she
clone.
was just yeah,
yeah.
and so she's somewhere and will probably help us. I hope. She was pretty cool. And
That's the
yeah,
big thing where we saved her ass. So
yeah, we did, and we like murdered the
yeah, yeah. The
scientist
dude was
person.
like, "I want you to have sex with this her. We can sedate her and shit."
Yeah, the
That
android.
He
hurt.
wanted people to breed for medical experimentation purposes. It
Yeah,
was super
yeah. It
gross.
was really fucked up.
Yeah,
We killed all of those people.
yeah, he
They
was
were
an android.
droids.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he
we
was
killed
a
them.
skin job. So you you come out of jump at Homestead. So you come at a jump at Homestead. And I mean, Homestead is Homestead. It is, describing Homestead as I did before. It is a world surrounded by a plethora of junk from a major space battle that happened here over 1,000 years ago at the fall of the Sindalian Empire, and basically living on Homestead. And this is especially true at night. Anytime you look at the sky, you're going to see a plethora of shooting stars. And what this is this junk coming into the atmosphere for the final time. Most of Homestead has been turned into a flea-infested desert. And there are, as well, and I mean, it was hit with atomics, it was hit with bioweapons, and it is every major city that was left on Homestead has been basically turned to glass. There are a lot of treasure seekers that actually come to Homestead, trying to delve down underground to the ruins of the ancient Sindalian cities that are down there, trying to find lost tech and the secrets of the Sindalian Empire. There haven't been any major discoveries, but it still happens from time to time. Where am I at here? There we go. This is a backwater system. So coming in, you come out of jump, and you guys can you come out of jump. What are you doing?
I'm gonna scan with a 15.
Okay. Yes. Here.
And I'll set our transponder onto passive.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So coming out of jump at the edge of medium range, you do detect a far trader, a Beowulf class. Well, not an adventure class far trader. I believe they're calling them adventure class now.
Has it
What
got an
gun?
active transponder that tells us all its beautiful name and all that shit, or is it an unidentified vessel?
It might. Oh, I'm sorry. Hero class. It is a hero class far trader. That's a good question. Let's see. It's not pinging.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
you could actively scan it and see if it is also set to passive, because in passive mode it will only respond if it is queried.
I hear you, but the query itself could set off, tell people our presence.
True.
So, I mean, yeah. I mean, right now, in theory, we're unknown unless they scanned us, so we've got that stealth jump. We come in, people don't really see us so hard. So, I'll just report. There's fucking ship, Captain.
If
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
a-
mess
it's a-
with us,
It's a
let's
200
not mess with
ton
them.
A2 free trader or far trader.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't need anything. If they don't mess with us, then let's just leave them alone.
Okay. Then I will monitor the free the A2, and if
got
it fucks around, it's gonna find out.
Yeah, no, it seems like it is leaving the main world and heading out to the 100 diameter jump limit.
Okay.
All right.
Good
How
for
do you
them.
want to? Yeah. How do you want to fuel up? Are we going to go pay for it and just?
Probably. We're rich. I don't know why we rough it.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a spaceport here, right?
Yes, it is a class D. Yeah.
The unrefined fuel.
Yeah, but it's going to be unrefined fuel. But they only charge 100 credits per ton.
Yes.
Not bad. We'll take it cheap, I guess. Fuck it.
It's just water anyway.
More or less. Mhm.
More or less, we could. That's what we could have done. Is went out there to that fucking that ship and just jacked them for their fuel and left. Just leave their cargo and everything, and just enough fuel to go back. You know.
I have this image of sneaking up alongside the far trader and Ting going out in his vac suit with a garden hose.
Yeah.
Siphoning gas out the tank. Siphoning hydrogen out of the tank.
Loaded with
Great.
fucking ion grenades, and fuck their systems up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to land and purchase unrefined fuel?
Sure. That
Okay.
sounds fine.
Here's me what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean you've been to this shitty little starport before.
Yeah, we came out as favorable, not heroes. Maybe we saved his daughter.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't all bad. So
And we were robbing a motherfucker, but
who's
Was this the place where the guy was his sweetheart was a robot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened in our in the Friday night game. They came back here too. Came through here too.
Oh, cool.
This is where they met the space wizard.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, we're going to land.
Okay.
I guess.
So you radio the tower, and not unusual, but it takes probably you have to keep radioing the tower as you're approaching, and it takes probably a good 20 minutes before they actually reply back. And who knows? I mean, he went out for a smoke and decided to get coffee and started shooting the shit with the guy next door, and so that they give you a clearance to land. He tells you that birthing cost is 10 credits.
Well, seems to be running a special. Is there some kind of holiday going on?
He says, "Oh no." He goes, "I apologize for not coming to the back to the con tower, but we're not too far away from the ladies, and I got to John with them."
Oh, I hear you, man.
He goes, "Unfortunately, I don't make enough. I wouldn't mind getting a room for the night."
Oh, I feel that, man. Hell, I bet you could use 2 rooms.
he got a loud. I could use 2 ladies.
Oh yeah.
So
You.
Perhaps I'll bring you some robots on my way back through.
With all the radiation and biohazards on Homestead, I mean, maybe one is all most people can handle. They're just as it's like a pregnant dog.
Yeah, she's got to pick off the scabs.
Yeah, it's just nothing but nipples from neck to belt line. Yeah.
I bet they bud off of each other to form new ones.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no. Oh,
It's like, remember the original Dune, that dude that floated
That is
around the
terrible.
Duke?
That
You
means
know,
they're
or whatever.
asexual.
Yeah,
yeah, Barrett Harkonnen floating around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me butt off a child.
So,
Those some titties on Jabba the Hutt and shit.
so Beth, go ahead and
Jar Jar.
make a piloting plus dex check.
Eight.
Okay, so yeah, Beth brings you into Homestead and sets down on this dusty pad. The whole starport really doesn't resemble a starport. It looks an awful lot more like a very rundown, maybe partially abandoned strip mall. And you know, the con tower is basically just a 2-story shack with a radio antenna on top. And true to his word, there is a small bordello next door with both boys and girls, although mostly it's difficult to tell the difference between the two on Homestead. And you know, the one thing that Homestead does have that they are kind of proud of for some reason. They do have a generic steak bar and grill.
Nice.
Have the cancer patients ever been to generic?
Generic is like Beth's favorite restaurant.
Hey,
We could load them up with anti-nausea medicine.
we could do a thing in the community.
Anti-diarrheal.
We could
Yeah.
let's hire all the hookers and make them do like a gladiator combat naked thing. Just no weapons. They just go in there and they fight until they knock a motherfucker out, and we'll all just drink and eat steaks and shit.
Friday night spaghetti wrestling.
Fuck yeah, and watch. We could give them like gloves, UFC gloves, so that would encourage striking. You know, bare knuckle boxing, prostitutes.
There's
And
going to be a lot of rolling for Chris if we go far with this.
yeah.
So
I'm just saying, you know, the townsfolk, man, you know,
What else is there to do, you know?
Yeah,
Really.
man. Fucking hire all the hookers and have them fight.
I mean, honestly, that's probably not the strangest thing that off-worlders have hired the hookers to do. To be quite honest, I mean, that's probably like a Tuesday afternoon. But they, you know, so there's a generic. They will charge 100 credits per ton for fuel. So that's what, 400 credits,
Oh my.
I think, or is it 4,000?
It'd be 4,000, right?
Is it really a difference?
I just subtracted
It might be
4,000. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
it's you're right.
Yeah.
It's 4,000 credits. I was like, that didn't sound right.
But I mean, the
This is a
difference is, I mean, the zero. You got to do another 3 zeros to really make us feel it.
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, 10 credits to dock. It's 10 credits a day to dock, and 4,000 credits. And it is unrefined fuel, so it is going to take you approximately 4 hours to fuel up. So I mean, you don't have to stay on this shithole for very long. Now, describing the Homestead downport, they don't have a high port. I mean, maybe at one point they did, but it's now part of the debris field. The downport, like I said, it looks like a rundown, partially abandoned strip mall. Probably the nicest section of the strip mall that's there would be the generic bar and grill. And they have a train depot, a train station that leaves and goes out across the wasteland. But it doesn't, I mean, it only goes so far. It stops at, it stops at a small town called Benjamin, where these guys had rescued or dealt with the sheriff and whatnot. And then beyond that, it goes directly to a General Development Corporation mining facility. it's only 2 stops from here, and it goes out probably a good 500 kilometers.
We're only staying here for about 4 or 5 hours, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So there.
if you don't even technically, you're not even here long enough to really leave the ship. There is literally, unless you want a hooker and generic beer and steak, there's literally nothing here.
Oh well,
I want the generic beer.
I would like, if I'm going to do anything here, I'm going to steal some shit from the GDQs or whatever, Judecos. They've got a mining facility here that is prime for the looting. I mean,
That's pretty far out, though.
Yeah, it's
right?
pretty far out. Yeah.
Well,
It's a better part of the day to just get to Benjamin, and then it's probably another half a day to get to.
Is generic's not enough for you people?
I know, right?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we could take the Dragonfly, land, then unpack the droid, and sick the droid on the mining facility.
I don't think we have that.
Aww.
What, the mining
Yeah,
droid?
that's a no. The
Yeah, because we have ladders. We didn't carry.
Oh,
right. Yeah, you got the fuel bars.
Fuckity shit. Yeah.
Yep.
You're right.
It's a no fun mission. We're just helping cancer patients and drinking beer.
It's a just business mission.
Yeah.
So, yeah, essentially you guys got enough time to grab lunch and a couple of beers. I mean, you probably spend 20 credits each, if you want to have.
Oh hell, I have a steak and cheese at the generic.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, if you want to get really fancy, you might spend 40 credits each. you got the generic whiskey. It's just a white bottle that says whiskey on in black letters.
Yeah.
Which
I'll buy everybody with that, whatever they want. Go nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, 40 credits each, and you hang out for about 4 hours, and your mobile comms. Believe it or not, Homestead does have a mobile comm network, but it's spotty. It's like AT&T coverage.
Primitive.
Yes, primitive, and so yeah,
But they're the best.
Right. Yes.
I remember when they were the only one.
I do too. I do too. I remember when they were the only one. And then I remember when they were the only one, when they switched over from the analog phones to the actual all digital phones. AT&T was the only one that would support both, and they would support the hybrid phones. And at that time, I had a Sony that was really fancy that was a hybrid phone. It would connect to either or. And AT&T was the only service that I could get. And, I mean, when it connected, it was great. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so they send you, probably a text message letting you know your fueling is done. And, thank you for choosing Homestead Downport, whatever. And, yeah, your ship's ready to go. I mean, their downport doesn't even bother to do like a maintenance check, a space-worthy check. None of that shit. They're just like, okay, here's your gas. Okay, you're done. Go. Nobody wants to stay here.
Now we're headed to Drinax to try to find 37. So we're going to Leaf next. Is that what we're doing?
I believe so.
No,
where else would we go?
Salif's got a Class A starport. They would have a hospital.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
Be useful as well.
Yeah, we could go there, and then what?
This is how they describe Tisney Zazzle. Tisney Zazzle, who inspired a rebellion against the old planetary government, now she maintains her control over the population through carefully choreographed songs and speeches, promising them prosperity and more living space. Well,
do we want to go to number one?
That's what I'm looking at. Maybe we should go
Now
and try
remember,
to.
number one is fairly unfriendly for you guys.
There's my suggestion right there. Is I mean, we'll have to use the bladder to hit Nocturne for one, right? Base, and we go out there, and then we hit that boar right because that's away from the Augment Raiders, and we've pissed them off at Murdoch. So, so we take Borite, where we kind of know it's somewhat okay to torpil the Drinax. That's what I suggest. But I don't give a fuck. We can go thieve. I don't give a shit.
Does anybody have any feelings or thoughts either way?
I agree with King.
So you're probably looking at about between 6 and 9 weeks worth of travel.
How many of our passengers are going to die in that time?
Well,
All of them.
like I said, you're probably going to want to do an extended stay on Salif.
Yeah, are we staying at Salif until people are out of the hospital, or are we?
Yeah, that's the question too. I mean, you don't have to stay while they're in the hospital. You could leave them with money to book passage to Drinax.
Yeah, okay. How much would that be?
I knew you were going to ask that as soon as I said it.
And now I have to look it up.
Right, yeah. I was like, God damn it, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, they all might not need the super medical attention either. I don't know. Are they all just as fucked?
So passage and freight for middle
Lord.
passage. How many parsecs is that? Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. 5, 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. So 10 parsecs. And I assume you're going to book. I mean, do you want to book middle passage or basic package? I'm assuming you want to avoid low package or low passage because you don't know if they're going to survive or not.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I don't know. I think I'd give them money for middle, and then they can pick something cheaper if they want to, save money for them.
Why don't we just give them a fucking cold million for the fucking computer core, and that should be plenty to get them to fucking Drinax if they want to show up and live a better life, or if they want to go fucking whatever.
Do whatever. Yeah, that's okay with me too.
I mean, that's simple and little math.
So, if you book middle passage, it would be around 153,000 credits per person.
Okay. How many people are there?
So, I mean, you're probably looking at for 9. You're looking at 1,377,000 for all of them to travel.
So 1.5 mil handles the computer core, and they get to Drinax.
Sure. And they're not broke.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. I'm putting it down. I'm glad we're spending on feeling good, like those things instead of weapons and whatnot for once.
And we get rid of all those. So here on Salif, we can probably hire engineers if they got them. Right?
What do we need them for? I don't remember what we need engineers for.
Taking engineers to Drinax.
Oh, to help us with our report.
To help rebuild Drinax. And I mean,
yes.
that's the big need is skilled mechanics and engineers. So you during this week, you guys negotiate, a 1.5 million, and they are willing to take it, because I mean Viking Devant is a little bit disappointed in the 1.5 million because that computer core he was really hoping that was going to be their big score. And that,
how much did he want from it?
He was thinking that each person on the team would get at least 2 million.
Whoa,
Oh, he's dreaming big.
boy, he's insane.
Well, you have to figure this is a 1,000-year-old Sindalian Imperial, you know, computer core from the remains of a Sindalian dreadnought.
But he wouldn't have got into it. I mean, that's the problem.
Right. No,
I
but
mean,
his adopted son, Athel, might.
Might. Yeah.
So
We
he
have
was
codes
thinking
and
they would
shit.
get. He was thinking they would get 18 mega credits, and we gave them 1.5. I can see why that'd be really
Yeah.
disappointing.
But
Sucks to be
I
him,
mean,
but you're still alive.
on the other hand, he can't. You know, he knew that they were in a situation of literally going nowhere, literally to their grave, and so I mean, you can. He has voiced his disappointment, but he's not really gonna argue it too much, because you guys, one, you saved their ass, not only from dying of, obviously dying of cancer, but from being just vaporized outright from that gamma ray burst, and two, you guys are kind of already setting them up to have a job once they get to Drinax. So he kind of feels that his prospects with you guys are way better than they would be sticking around. Obviously.
And if his fucking health starts dropping, you know, and this goes for all of them, okay? If their health feels like it's going down, go ahead and get in a low berth, and when I come back around, we can make a movie together. And I'll pay them handsomely for their time, you know, and I will put them out of their misery in a fun and entertaining way.
So
That's all you can hope for.
I mean, that's how they made Faces of Death, right?
I don't know, but I mean, God, if I could get 8 or 12 people that were going to die anyway that signed up for, you know, some good horror flick action, we could sell that. You know, I don't know if we could try to profit, but
Saws 952.
I remember, like when I was about 12 years old, and that was all every fucking week for like a year and a half. That's all, dude. You got to come over to my house this week, and we're gonna watch Faces of Death. My parents don't know that I have it. Oh, whatever.
We had the Rotten.com by the time I was.
Yeah, Rotten.com. That was another one. Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell these people that if the orb or the computer core leads to a big score and they make it to Drinax, I'll give them my share. How about that?
Oh, that Viking thinks that that's absolutely fantastic, and he thanks you, and he even brings up, he's like, you know, you didn't have to do that, and he says, so he says, I really appreciate the offer, and that shows to me that you are honest people.
This time, yeah.
Boy, if we fooled you.
Right now, yeah.
Boy, if we fooled you.
hey,
we have to even it out, so we do something horrible, and then the next mission.
yeah, it's
So
to
you
keep
really
our
lucked out.
neutral rating. We have to do so many good things to
Well,
counteract all the evil shit that we did, or we go evil. And
That's right.
yeah.
But during the week, there is a medical emergency. You remember the guy whose neck was as big around as his entire head because of the radiation damage? He goes into cardiac arrest. So I don't know if Beth wants to save him or just be like, oh, well, you know, I guess you guys have even more money because that's one.
Can you
Well, she's
donate
gonna-
your
you have
snack
to
to
pay for
somebody who
passes
needs
for it.
one? No.
Gonna save him.
Yeah, I got it. 5 plus 6 is 11. Let's see if that's good enough to save Stoppard.
Okay,
So you get like +2 for the ship, don't you?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 13. Yeah, you are able to save him. He is going to spend the rest of the trip though in sick bay. He's really bad off. Like everybody else might have, you know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks to live. questioning whether or not he's going to live through the night. And every night during this week, you're checking on him, and you're surprised actually in the morning when he is not, sitting next to a flat line on the screen. But you get him through the week, and you come in to Salif.
Hmm.
Now, Salif is out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Yeah. But they got that Class A starport somehow.
Oh, I'm never there.
Yeah, there's another small freighter in system. In fact, it's the same freighter.
Ooh, that's suspicious.
Because it's jump 2. So
Well, I mean,
here goes for jump 2.
there's not a lot of options here, but fuck it, I'll give you my scan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This time they are.
$11.
So yeah, you come out of jump, you scan them at about 40,000 clicks out at very long range. And they are heading for Salif. They're heading for the main world.
So are we, huh?
Yep.
All right. Well, we can't be pirates here, so
Not right now.
You could, but
yeah.
That'd be a
I-
real what the
You
fuck
turn
moment
the,
for all the people inside our ship.
Yeah.
I'll monitor them and make sure that there's no danger of an accidental collision. I see no reason to announce my presence, and I don't have the clear thing to talk shit, to shoot things at them.
So, yeah, you get clearance from Salif Downport, and remember, Salif is tidally locked, and so the entire population lives in that twilight band around the world, and it is fairly, basically Salif. It's hard to call it even a planet. It's very small. It's a planetoid, and it is crowded down there. But there is there is Class A downport, and they have given you clearance to land. They are.
do we need to land or can we just drop them off at the upport?
They don't have a high port.
Oh, damn.
We need to refuel and shit, so we have to land.
Well, actually, hold on before I commit to that. Let me double check something. They might have a high port.
Guess while we're here, I want to reach out to Zazzle.
They do have a high port. Oh, wait. No, they don't. They have a down port. That's it.
I want to reach out to Zazzle while we're here.
Oh man, come on. We laid it on really thick last time.
Well, no, I was just going to send my updated performance and music and ask for, check it out and send
Constructive
feedback. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right.
Yeah, that's all. I'm not trying to get a meeting. I'm just trying to say, hey, man, we were working on this shit. And here's what I did with it. Check out my new funky bass lines, whatever,
During your weekend jump, Tang's in his stateroom, sitting cross-legged on his bunk, with headphones on a Casio keyboard, like some angsty Tang.
Sweet.
So yeah, it is Class A. They will charge 500 credits per ton for fuel, which will come to. Will come to 20,000 credits, and they are charging 1,000 credits per day for birthing.
But we can get refined fuel here, so that's nice.
Yeah, yes, that is refined fuel, and they do have shipyard facilities and repairs. Whole 9 yards.
Awesome.
So Beth, go ahead and make a piloting plus dex check.
Well,
Nice. So yeah, Beth makes it look easy, brings the ship in, and lands gently at the downport. And this is a much more reasonable what you guys would expect of a starport. And so, but if you didn't know better, you would expect it. You would say that this is, a high population world. In reality, it's not. It's just everybody's condensed into a small space, and so it looks more crowded than it really is. And but yeah, it is a busy starport, and everybody can roll a recon plus intellect check, and you can add a +2 to that roll.
Add what?
13.
Add what?
Add a +2 to that roll for recon plus intellect.
I get a 9.
Okay.
9.
Okay. So
13.
you all, because Ting had scanned them, you note that the far trader docks like 4 berths over from you. And as Beth brings it in, you can see this far trader had just sat down in their docking bay.
is it like urinals where you're supposed to pick the furthest one?
You have to leave a blank one in between. Yeah, the fuel crews tell you that they will have your ship fueled in 10 hours.
Cool.
All right.
We need
Nobody
the bladder filled too.
That's true. Your bladder is empty.
Yeah, let's fill it up. We need to anyway.
Okay, so they can fill up both of them. They said that it should take about 10 hours, and they give several recommendations of areas to visit around the port. You've been here a couple of times before. You kind of know all of them.
Do they have a generic steakhouse?
They probably do. Let's see. Where's my thing?
Do they sell generic beer?
Generic? Yes, they do. They absolutely do.
What's it taste like?
So the
Soap suds?
so the description, and actually I have their logo. Pretty sure. Yeah. Yes, they do. Generic. This is their logo. Generic chain of bars and steakhouses actually makes a virtue out of its sameness. So whenever you go to a generic, it's always the same. Like, no matter where you're at, the color of the carpets down to the spelling mistakes on the menu, the franchise is in numerous starports and is known for middle-of-the-road selection of bar meals and extremely cheap cocktails. They have their own line of wines, beers, and spirits, which come in a plain gray-labeled bottle or other type of container. And those claiming that they have a refined palate will condemn the blandness of the generic products, but they are carefully blended to hit the middle of their chosen demographic. It is the best mid-shelf you could probably get. But yes, there is a generic here. There is also a Brewhouse Tavern. Brewhouse Tavern, their big claim to fame, they're kind of like a well, Glenn wouldn't know what a McMenamin is, but their claim to fame is the Brewhouse claims that there's always stuff on their menu that is from the local, whatever local planet they're at. And one of the biggest things about brew house, and this is especially true if people come in that they haven't seen there before, is they will ask if you want to sample the pickles. And it's somewhat of an initiation, right, for new people. And you never know what the pickles might be, but they're usually hideous.
All right. There's
What
like
if
a
I say
hazing
no?
process.
I'm
Then
sorry.
you're out.
If I say no to sampling the pickles, will they kick me out?
No. They all laugh and think that you're smarter than most other people. Yeah, there's of course an Advantage Hotel here. There is 2 Astro Burgers, one on the North Concourse, one on the South Concourse. There's a generic bar and steakhouse and a brew house tavern. Now, the maintenance crews, as they're fueling you up, of course tell you that the better food is at brew house, which, naturally.
Yeah.
Do they have cow horse? Do they have cow horse burgers?
Yeah, they probably have Awua burgers.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Right?
So Awua are an Aslan import that, believe it or not, have done fairly well across the region. Now, in theory, everything at Brewhouse is going to be local, grown, fermented, distilled, or otherwise made. But that's not always true because that's just simply not feasible on a lot of these worlds, and so a lot of stuff is imported, but it will be made in a local cultural manner. So they might import beef, but it'll be made the way they would make it on Salif.
Which is the way Tizzy Zazzle wants it.
Right, yes. Yeah, and considering that Tisney Zazzle is a hollow star, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we haven't done? We've not snuck on in somebody's ship. And then when they took off and went going to where they went, we came out of hiding and killed them all and taken their ship.
That's true. We should do
we
that
haven't Trojan
sometime.
horsed anybody. Right.
That's
Yeah, and there's this ship that's following us. We know it's J2, and so I think I want to try to sneak on board that ship and camp on them.
So
Wow.
you want to sneak on board the the far trader?
That's correct.
And wait for them.
That's correct. I want to get myself with a nice little goodie pack of rations and shit, and I'm gonna go find a place to hide on this ship, and when they take off and they're getting ready to jump, I'm gonna come out and fuck them all off, and it's gonna be great.
I really like this idea, but not on a Class A starport.
Right.
Well, I mean, I've got that fucking cool camo attachment to my battle dress, and I do have the little assassin's droid with the monofilament blade that can cut holes and stuff, and I mean,
you got 2 Sindalian death bots to go with you.
I can't bring them.
Yeah, they're not gonna camouflage. They stick out like a sore thumb.
No,
you just bring the medium flying gun.
The shiny gold and red piping just really stands out.
I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, let's see how it works out. I'll bring my my camera drone, and my assassin's droid.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to take that, and I want to
never see
leave
Ting again because this is not following us.
So,
wait, didn't you need a fuel bladder to do a jump 4 at some point on the journey?
Yeah, it's the next jump.
Next jump is a jump.
Well, then if we're doing that, never mind. I will.
Ah.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I think.
It was fixing to get fun.
So I think.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm ruining
okay.
everything.
Everything from
No.
here out, everything from Salif out is jump 2.
Never mind. Looks like it's still in play.
If we go to number 1, which we don't want to.
Yeah,
But
I
if
mean,
he's in the
number
other
1
ship,
could
he
be
can go there.
number 1 could be problematic, but I mean, you could avoid number 1 using your fuel bladder to jump to Norica.
But if he's in a different ship, why would he give a fuck if he goes to number 1? He just heal up and leave,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So,
If we
Well,
go,
I mean,
it could get fun.
I have to take the ship over, and then we have to kind of dock, and you know, I don't necessarily know I got the skills to jump the thing to anywhere, but you know, we do have employees.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean,
We could send a pilot and an engineer over there
fuck yeah,
But they'd have to hide too. What do you? Oh, we mean after.
after.
yeah.
We dock after he's taken over the ship.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's see if it's even feasible. You know, I mean, from the Anubis, I can just kind of look and gauge up the security that's between us and that ship, right?
Yeah, case it.
Well, not from the Anubis, but you could theoretically. I mean, you guys have comm dots.
Are they getting fueled up and shit? They've got
Right.
guys. I can go talk to the guys, fueling them up, and carouse around with those guys, and just do that in a regular jumpsuit. With, I mean, just go shoot the shit and scout about, right?
Yeah, that's perfectly feasible.
Yeah.
it's not
I
like
will,
they can't follow us directly to Norcom anyway.
Yeah, they would have to jump to number 1.
Yeah. So I want to go talk to the guys, fueling them up.
Okay. So you're gonna go over and you're just wearing your spacer's jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm fucking gonna go grab like what Keith wears when he's fucking,
Well, I mean, yeah,
greasing around.
you
So
guys
I'm
would-
looking like an engineer too, you know.
You guys would all have, you know, the spacer's speed suit, you know.
Right. I'm wanting his oil stains and shit. You know what I mean? I'm wanting to look. I'm trying to
Trying to
let them
blend
know
in.
I'm trying to make them think I'm one of them.
Okay.
You know, just going to talk to them. You know.
Gregor, you're gonna go get something to eat, or what are you doing?
I'm going to generic and get another cheesesteak and a generic beer.
Okay. And what about Keith and Beth?
I think if Ting wants some support while he's
Oh hell yeah!
controlling
You
with
can
these
come jump
folks,
on this
I'll do that.
motherfucker with me. Hell
Yeah,
yes,
there you
Keith.
go.
We'll do it.
I'm probably wheeling a bunch of gross people to the hospital.
That's true.
whatever.
Yeah, yes. You've got an IV bag. You've put your white doctor's coat on over your jumpsuit and are getting people to the hospital. Stat. And,
That's right.
So you're getting your patient to the hospital and kind of helping these other individuals get to the hospital. So Ting and Keith, well, Gregor, you can spend another 20, between 20 and 40 credits, depending on how many beers you want. And,
Two. Only want two.
And actually,
Oh, and you've got gun skills.
Do they have generic IPAs?
I'm sure they do have generic IPAs. I mean, for the most part, aren't all IPAs generic? I mean, they're all starting to blend together. Is it?
Yep. One of us goes off to do humanitarian aid and be a wonderful, emissary of Drinax, and another one is going to drink.
Right.
And the two of us are going to Trojan horse a motherfucker.
Yep.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just casing it with you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
actually join you on the ship.
Oh
eventually.
man, if we see an opening though, we got to go right on in it.
That's true. Yeah.
It sounds like it's happening. Yeah.
Gregor, go ahead and make a carouse plus your choice, either social or charm. I guess social would be if you wanted to open, basically use your identity, or charm would be that you're just trying to charm your way through it.
Four.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah. So you are. How does this? Well,
I'm
maybe.
blitzed on 2 beers. Of course, they're blitz beers. I found the last 2 bottles of blitz beers in the universe.
Yes.
Got to book passage, and then get on as passengers.
In your battle dress.
Well, we might not have battle dress, but we can bring things. I mean,
Yeah.
we're crafty, man. We don't rely on big heavy armaments alone. We
I do.
yeah.
Give me the biggest, hardest ornaments I can get.
The secret is to fuck them off, a whole bunch of them off before they know they're being fucked off.
That's right.
Yeah. So we'll have to go prepared to kill people as silently as possible, at least at first. But then we need things to make people fucking decide they don't want to fight us anymore. If we start using, probably won't bring a plasma grenade, but yeah, I'll definitely bring some frags, because that just sets the mood when things really get going.
So, and it's not on this particular map, but Gregor, you pick up a rumor. You have heard about Birney before. Let's see. This is trying to figure out where they are at. Here. I think that's Borderland. Yes, it is. So you pick up a rumor that Birney, which is down, it is spinward from Tech World. It's just down, slightly off the map down here. You pick up a rumor that Birney is attempting to build a new starport because, and the rumor goes that the reason that they're building this starport is that they want to control traffic heading through their system. Now, what you know about Birney, and that these guys have, perhaps you don't entirely know this, but Birney was actually established as originally, like over 1,000 years ago, as a watch post by the Sindalian Empire and as a naval depot. And Birney itself it was considered a major strategic assignment. And to this day, Birney is actually controlled or under the rule of what was left of the garrison that stayed there, and they were loyal to the Emperor of Sindal. And they still, all these hundreds of years later, 800 or more to be exact, they have stayed loyal to the Emperor of Sindal, although they don't really know who that is. I mean,
we know who that is. It's some cucumber farmer.
Yeah, yes, the turnip farmer. They're basically waiting to see what shakes out, and they will, of course, make their own decision on whether or not that's the real Emperor of Sindal. But if everything does shake out and there is a new empire that is created, or a new Sindal that is created, that is who they will eventually start to follow. Is what the idea is. It's probably not going to turn out that way, but that's at least what their vocal plan is. And they are one of the last bastions. They actually still fly uh, fleets of Harriers, and they have Rorik's command ships, and most of these things are held together. They've been patchwork together over the years, and a lot of them have newer parts put in that may not be as good as the original, but they are still flying those ships. And so they are kind of the last bastion of, if you want to see what old Sindal was like, Birney's the place to go.
It's just one south of this place here.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like right, just off the map. One. I mean, it's close to Drinax.
Yeah, my goal over well, I'll probably do this tomorrow, is to ditch this map that we're using and put up the entire sector map. So,
isn't fantasy isn't that your jam?
Yeah, that's Beth's favorite place.
I mean, because fantasy is in the hood. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the borderland. The borderland region is so bad that they actually have a name for running through there called the Borderland Run, mostly because nobody knows if they're going to make it or not, so they all take bets.
Oh well, there you go.
I like fantasy because you can just dump people there, and they can't really get off of the planet or hurt anybody or fuck anything up too bad. They just add some genetic diversity, and then I think the world is probably my favorite place in the system though.
Yeah, she wants to go to the world and like open up the window to the space station and be like, "See, your entire world is a lie."
Yeah, so they think the entire world is the space station, and they're too psychologically fragile to know otherwise, and I want to ruin it for them when death. So when we have
that sounds fun. Yeah,
let's do that.
it'll happen someday.
Well, I mean, when we're in that hood, I mean, while you're in the area, you gotta do what you gotta do in the area.
Yeah, we gotta bring 1 million Valium pills.
But so evidently Birney is building a new, according to this some guy that you meet, at the bar, that they are building a new high port so that they can control traffic through the system. And he says that this new high port is not a Jadeco owned port. This is actually...
they're gonna get mad.
This is actually being funded by Birney themselves, because they don't. I mean, that's not really. I mean, that's not that far fetched, because Birney doesn't. They want to keep control of everything.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. I'd encourage that. I hope more planets copy them.
We might do well to go visit them and just see what the fuck they're about. I mean,
it's been a kind
buy another Harrier.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of places to go. We don't get one place at a time. That sucks. Oh, we don't buy ships.
Why buy when you can get them for free?
We've never needed to buy a ship.
So Keith and Ting,
we could take them.
Keith and Ting, go ahead and make a Recon plus Intellect check.
All right. Nice. 13.
I got a 10 because I gave myself an extra DM for no reason.
So
I'm supposed to be +2 instead of +3.
As you approach this hangar, you do start to notice. I mean, you see that there's the normal ground crew doing their business. They are, of course, doing a spaceworthiness check and refueling. You also see that there are 5 crew members from the ship, and you can tell that they are crew members because the jumpsuits that they're wearing are not they're not starport ground control uniforms. These are they all have the ship's name on the back, And the name of the ship is the Yoshi Sin. And all of these, and it's got some stylized Asian type woman sitting on a surfboard as their nose art on the ship, and that is kind of silk screened on the back of these jumpsuits. The jumpsuits are just like a dark navy blue with this bright orange and white logo on the back, and these guys are all kind of just standing around shooting the shit with the ground crew as the ground crew runs around doing stuff, and one of these five guys is like pointing out and talking to the talking to the inspection crew, pointing things out on the ship. The other thing that you notice is that the Yoshi Sin is actually in excellent working order. Like, there's not a scratch on it. It looks like it just flew out of the manufacturing line. It looks
Thing will
brand new.
give a knowing nod to Keith, Yeah.
Nice.
This is interesting because hero classes are really old.
Yeah, this thing looks brand new.
Nice. So they're taking really good care of it, which might mean we have a bad situation on our hands, but we'll see.
These guys have their shit together. Run.
We'll see how it works out. I mean, why don't we just walk over and talk and see if we can book passage?
Which one of you got the 13?
It was
That
me.
would be him.
So Keith, you also know that and it kind of sticks out to you. The Yoshi Sin has 2 turrets, one ventral and one dorsal.
Oh, really? Interesting. I wonder what kind of weapons they have. Can I tell?
You can tell that the dorsal turret has 3 missile launchers in it.
Is this
Wow.
the ship with the deep penetration scan? The one that we brought with us?
Yeah, it is.
I don't remember what all you can learn from that.
We would have to be right next to it.
We are
I'm
right
sorry,
next
the,
to
the
him.
the
down.
ventral turret has 3 missile launchers. The dorsal turret you can't quite see because it's up
Okay.
top.
But yeah, we're like 4 stalls down or something.
Yeah, we could probably keep.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
considered adjacent in space terms. I mean, that's very close. I would think.
It would probably throw up some alarms though if we did that.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it was? Okay. I thought you could do it stealthily. My bad.
yeah.
Well, let's just
Yeah.
irradiate them anyway.
I think to start out, just kind of talk to the captain,
Is he there?
guy in
Is
charge.
he one of the 5?
So yeah,
Right.
I
The
mean,
most important looking one.
the standard crew of an A2 is usually a pilot, astrogator, and a lot of times those are the same person, engineer and steward. But you're seeing that there's 5 guys standing around, shooting the shit with the ground maintenance crew. So there's more people attached to this ship than would be the normal crew.
That'll give them a sense of safety, a feeling of safety. That's fine.
Yeah, I wonder what their mission is though. I mean,
Yeah.
we could chat with them and see if we
Yeah.
could get some information. I guess
Let's carouse them.
rouse them. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe offer. Could we have brought a bottle of something? Maybe some whiskey or some rye.
I'm sure that you could.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring drinks and carouse with the fucking crew of the Yoshi Mishura.
The Yoshi Sin. Okay, so
Yoshi Sen. Yeah.
So
Yoshi Sen.
you approach you walk into the hangar with your bottle of whiskey. Go ahead and make another recon. Both of you can make another recon plus intellect check.
Oh, this is only 2. I got 11.
Okay.
I also got 11.
So as soon as one of them notices you guys as you walk in, And the thing that you immediately notice is that this guy immediately tells the rest of his crew, says, "So we've got some newcomers, and they all seem a little bit on edge, like not on edge, but maybe a little nervous." And one of them kind of steps forward. Not necessarily that he is the leader, but he kind of has that bearing, like, maybe he's somehow, in charge, or he's at least taking charge. And he steps forward and says, "What can I do for you, friends?"
Man, we thought we would share a drink and perhaps talk for a while. We're interested to see if you're the kind of cats that we might want to, book passage for. But before we spend, possible weeks at Jump, we'd like to get to know each other. Make sure you're not pirates or anything.
And he kind of laughs and says, "Yeah, there's a lot of that in this
Yeah,
region."
well, we just happen to notice that there's more than most crews on a ship. That gives a safe feeling, and we thought maybe we would drink this bottle of very nice whiskey and see if perhaps we got along. Just nothing other than that, I assure you.
He says, "Unfortunately, we're not booking passage for any passengers." He says, "Normally, under other circumstances, that would definitely be something that I would be interested in, but we have a contract that we have to fulfill."
Oh, well, is there people hiring really good contracts around? Or is this something that's exclusive just to you?
He says, "Well," he goes, "we kind of fell into it and got lucky."
Oh, well,
He says,
I
"Unfortunately,
guess
it's one of those that we can't really talk too much about, which is why we can't hire passengers on."
I understand. Well, still, let's just have a drink or two and then we'll be on our way, just for your time, if that's okay.
He says,
We
I'll
won't put our dick in your mashed potatoes. We're just gonna have a drink. We're just friendly gentlemen out, in the space. This
yeah."
is Salif.
He says, "Yeah, yeah." He says, "Yeah, let's open it up. Let's have a couple of drinks."
Oh yeah. And then while we're having those couple drinks, I want to take the time to see if I can formulate a path or a hole in their cameras and stuff that are around or anything like that. See if I can,
You can
let,
make another recon plus intellect check.
look at that. But that's not a 13. That's a 12.
So yeah. So first of all, this is a Class A starport, and it is owned by General Development, and which is really weird. That this is another one of those weird situations of why would Salif of all places have a Class A starport? And the only answer to that is General Development. Why would General Development put one out here? Who knows? Nobody knows. General Development does weird shit like this. There's very little traffic that's going to come to Salif. Maybe out of Rilgar, if they're trying to make a long fleet type jump all the way down to Tick Tick, but that's unusual. And so it's really strange that there's a Class A starport here at all. And part of that is that Tisney Zazzle probably she probably brokered that deal with General Development simply for the fact of having a Class A starport here. Being a Class A starport, every hangar, yours included, is under constant surveillance. There are cameras everywhere. In addition to that, you note that you can note external instances of security surveillance. And with a 12, you note that there is a dubious port near the main hatch that looks like it could be a gun port.
Weird.
Yeah.
This is the main hatch on the Yoshi Sin.
Yeah,
next to the airlock.
these guys make me nervous.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, I mean, it's obviously an armed ship, right? So,
Right.
I mean, a triple
Wondering
turret
if
with 3 missile launchers, and that's only one of the turrets out of the 2. That
Yeah.
would be heavily armed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if these guys have us as a target. I'm just thinking out loud.
What was that?
well, yeah, no, I'm thinking the same thing, and that's another reason why I want to sneak on their ship and kill these 5 guys and see what the fuck,
Yeah.
if I can. But let's just see. I mean, we don't have to do this, but if we find a hole in the cameras, if we find a dark zone that we think we can get through without being seen, then we'll take it. If not, maybe we could try to get a rolling blackout going, and then sneak in during that.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
an
there's
interesting idea. Maybe we could knock out power to this bay.
yeah, and
Both of you can roll a carouse. A carouse plus your choice, either social or charm. Now, the difference being is if you're going to use social, you're going to essentially be giving away, more or less your true identity and telling people, using that to your benefit. If you are using charm, you are just going off of, your amazing sense of humor and your charming personality.
Right. I'm not very
Well,
charming, you know.
I'll go with my charm, and then I'm gonna add one because I'm fabulous.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna add my 2 for carouse. So
I'll stick with my charm too.
yeah,
But let's see. I got an 11.
got a
Okay.
9.
So, yeah, you guys are chatting these guys up, passing your bottle around, and one of them lets slip that they actually have a he lets slip on accident talking to one of the other guys that their lucrative contract with Richter Greenhigh is going to he's really looking forward to the payout. And the other 4 guys just kind of turn and look at him and are like, "Shut up." And he immediately gets that look on his face like, "Oh shit, I said too much. I forgot I wasn't around people that we know."
I want to try to fucking use the shit I've learned from the Grey Hive movement of all my interaction on the fucking front, like I'm part of the crew. I want to drop the Grey Hive shit. I've been around.
That's true. I mean,
You actually met the guy.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
met the guy. We've hung out with Greenhigh movements across several planets.
Can I say I've got a photo of me and him hanging out? I mean, I've been taking cameras. I've been with him, and I've always doing my camera all kinds of places.
I mean, I doubt you've got a Polaroid of him, but
A short
Polaroid,
video
that
clip
shows
of
how
me
old I am.
hanging out with him. Maybe chatting or something.
You could just say I met him.
Yeah, I'll say like, man, dude, I know him. I know Prince. That's my buddy. We've shared the battlefield as allies.
That's right.
That's true.
And the other 4 poop their pants and leave.
Go ahead and make a persuade plus either social or charm.
Well, I'm dropping the Grey High guy, so I've got to drop my name. I mean, that's part of the name drop, right?
I mean that would probably be your best route.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that, bitch. 16.
Ooh, okay.
But I've got a lot of truth in it, so I'm not really lying.
That's true. Well, that's why I didn't make you. That's why it wasn't a deception check. So
Okay, well, the deception would have been a 15 though, so
Right.
it's not like
So at first these guys are like, bullshit, and the guy who's kind of acting as the leader, he's like, at first they're like, yeah, that's bullshit, and he goes, we haven't even met him, and then they, as you go on in your story, he kind of, they're like, no, we think you might be telling the truth. So how much are you telling them about what you know about him? And your so-called meeting, because I mean, really, your story hinges on your meeting him.
yeah.
We got a picture of him when we were meeting
And I
with
mean,
him.
you've already dropped who you really are.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's widely known that
Right,
you
King
are
Rose.
answering to, Prince Herrick of Drinax, but
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, we aided him, and I'll explain that we are trying to, which one of my nuts do I want to lay out there to be squashed? I'm going to tell him that, man, there was some certain chemical agents that had been floating around that we helped him deal with. That's as much as I can say on that, because I'm not sure you guys are cleared to know too much more than that.
So they kind of look at the two, and they look at one another, and they're like, yeah, no, we know what you're talking about. And he says, so, did you sign on at Caldos?
Where's Caliph?
Caldos is
Caldos is way
Yeah.
up there. I don't know if he's throwing me the bullshit bait though and everything. From the lore that I've gathered from this organization, where would I have signed up with?
Well,
Wait,
I
I
mean,
thought we were just
I'm
telling
gonna-
the truth. I thought.
I mean, if you were just telling him the truth, you met him personally on Thief.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, man. I signed on with him on Thief.
They're like, yeah, he's spent some time there too. He says that, yeah, we originally signed on at Caldas, but he's got us going all over, up and down the main. He says, and the guy kind of looks around, and the ground crew is still pumping fuel into their ship, and he says, yeah, he said, we actually just came from Rilgar.
Oh shit. Hey man, maybe we ought to chop the shit inside your ship so these guys don't overhear us, man, because I think we need to talk and exchange some information. I've got some videos you might want to watch.
So, okay, go ahead and make a
Where they come from?
from Rilgar. So the thing about Rilgar, if you look at Rilgar up here, there is a star next to it.
Yeah, that's an Imperial military base.
Yes, it is.
These
Oh,
probably
man.
fucking, hey, these might be imp dudes. I don't know, but Keith, I think I'm getting us on the ship. So
Make a persuade plus.
I just blow them out of hell.
Make a
doing it
persuade plus social.
because I'm fabulous. 14.
Nice. Okay. So he looks around and he says, "Yeah, maybe that might be a good idea. Yeah. Why don't we step into our common area on the ship and on the Yoshi Sin, and we can discuss this further."
Hell yeah. Come on, Keith.
If they're from Realgar, that means they can do. That means they got a bladder.
This is very bad, but I'm going with him, I suppose. So that's what I got to do.
All you have to do is take the role play into an erotic direction.
No, that's not right. No, this'll do for now. I thought I had.
That's a lot of low bursts. Are they all dead, Laszlo?
I mean, they're almost exactly the same ship.
They're awful close.
This is not a hero class, but
Yeah, this is the Beowulf, but this will do. They're the layout is similar. These low berths don't exist. This is actually all dedicated to fuel.
Huh.
Because the hero class is jump 2, so it needs the extra fuel. But yeah, essentially, it's close to the same.
Nice.
And so, yeah, he invites you in, and he says, as you are going up to this this airlock here, there's a ramp, and he says, don't step too close. And he kind of he grabs his mobile comm and he hits a sequence on the mobile comm, and the door unlocks, and he says, "Okay, it's safe now."
Thanks, man.
wow.
Yeah. You have a really good secure ship here, don't you?
Says, "Well, in our line of work, you have to."
I feel that, brother.
And so
Yeah.
he just leads you directly into this common area here, says, "Why don't we be more civilized?" And he reaches over and he grabs some glass, or not glasses, but little cups, so that you guys can pour whiskey in each cup rather than passing the bottle around like a bunch of hobos.
Nice.
Little red Dixie cups.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
red solo cups.
want to tell an Aslan racist joke. I mean, I don't know any myself, but I mean, maybe I would like to infer like an inbred joke about how most of the higher rate is really just a bunch of inbreds, an inbred cult, and you'll know they're a member of the cult because they have a gold little thing tied to their whiskers.
Okay, but to be fair, like the Aslans enslave a bunch of people all up and down the main, so like
Yeah.
they might think that's funny without being in on some kind of thing with Greenhigh. Yeah.
I know, but I mean, if you're gonna fucking walk the walk, you've got to talk the talk, and so yeah,
That's right.
I've got to say some, and I'll even say some racial slurs against the Aslan
Is there
motherfucker.
one for Aslans?
Can they even
Yeah, I
poop
don't
in a cat
know
box?
what. Oh
What are the
man, yeah.
stereotypes about them? I'm curious
Well,
now.
Like when Cameron first started playing with us, they met some racist anti-Aslan people, and the first thing that this guy asked him was, "You ain't one of them pussy lovers, is you?"
Oh, that's right. There we
Pussies.
go.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, we'll call them pussies. I'll be like, man, gotta thin the pussies out around this motherfucker, man. Them some bitches are moving up on us, motherfuckers. They're not shaved properly, and they haven't taken the time to use proper hygiene. That's why they got cat breath. That's why they call it.
Oh God! And so go ahead and make a. God, I'm not sure what skill to have you even roll for that. It's not persuasion. It's I would say
Performance?
I would say
This is like a
performance.
carouse kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
I would
have-
say make
What's that?
make a carouse plus social check.
All right, and
That definitely sounds like carousing.
I'm gonna add a +1 because I'm fucking fabulous. Yes.
Nice. Nice. So,
They're like,
So-
I don't normally laugh at this. But wow, that was pretty good. No.
so 3 of the guys, they're busting up laughing, but 2 of them are like kind of they're chuckling, and it's one of the like when you hear a joke that you're not supposed to laugh at, you kind of look over your shoulder, one of those. They're kind of like laughing, kind of like and
uncomfortable.
and the one guy who's obviously chuckling but feeling a little uncomfortable. He said, "Well, that's mostly true for those degenerates down there in the glorious empire." But he says, a lot of the Aslan clans and the Herate act with a lot of honor. And the other guy just looks at him like he can't believe the words just came out of his mouth, and he goes, "Oh, you're fucking with me!" He starts laughing. And they all pour some more whiskey. Both of Keith and Ting, you can make a another recon plus intellect check.
Okay.
So we got all 5 of them right up in here, and we're. I'm only gonna roll 2 this time. There, look at me, 10.
10 as well.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, should we just jump them and fuck them off right now, Keith?
You guys should have worked out a signal system before getting on board.
I think it'll become apparent when it starts happening.
Yeah, well,
That's true. Most things are.
Oh my god, you guys.
I hope you guys brought weapons.
yeah, we definitely would have brought some weapons, but I'm not sure.
I don't remember what the law level on this planet is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in a starport, generally you know sidearms are acceptable.
Okay, I want to try to.
I know you're not
spike-
wearing armor.
But well, you remember Beth gave me the fucking drink shit to stick in drinks.
Oh, that's
A
right.
long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to spike the drink.
You have a lot of pocket lint on them by now. But okay.
So
We're drinking. I'm telling racist jokes. I've got them rolling. Yeah, I want to try to spike the drinks.
Go
We have
ahead
that like
and make an athletics deck, or athletics dex check. This is going to basically be like a sleight of hand to see if they notice you spiking. You got 5 guys. You can only do 1 drink.
No, I'm doing the bottle.
Okay, you're going to do the bottle. All right, so you're doing the bottle. Go ahead and make an athletics dex check.
All right, I have stealth skills. Can I add that?
No, it would be
Okay.
athletics dex because it's basically a sleight of hand.
All right, well, 8.
Okay, so you slip the dose into the whiskey bottle.
Yep, and then I want to pour everybody a big cup, and I want to stand up and I want to give a nice little speech performance or something, and during that I'm gonna wink at Keith, hope he figures out not to drink the fucking drink, and at the end of it I want to fucking do a big cheer to the fucking whatever the fuck this clique is called again, the Glasgows or whatever.
The
Grey
Grey
High.
High movement.
Yes, and to the Grey High movement, and everybody's gonna put it down, and I'm pouring my drink on the floor, and here you go.
Okay. Gregor, you and Beth both. This happens at the same time. Beth, you are in the hospital. You are talking with the medical staff there, explaining that these guys have been severely dosed on gamma radiation over a fairly long period of time. I mean, 2 years worth of time, and the doctors are looking at them like they're shocked, and maybe they're a little dumb for having been out there doing this for that long. And there's of course all these questions about well, how did you run across them, and what is going on, why were they out there? And you don't really have the answers to that. You're just like, I'm a medical professional, they needed help, and so I'm helping them. And Gregor, you're sitting in the bar, finishing up your final drink, and still jawing with these guys. And then, and both of you in their 2 separate locations, there is a monitor up in the corner. In the waiting room of the hospital, there's always a TV in the corner, because what else are you going to do while you're waiting for 9 hours at the ER? And Gregor, there's a monitor in the generic steakhouse. Usually it's playing whatever the local sport is. In this case, the local sport is usually going to be G-Racers. And it is interrupted by a TVN broadcast. Or by a TVN news bulletin. Or the TVS Traveler News Service comes on. with a breaking news. And when they say breaking news, this probably happened like 6 weeks ago because, you know, it travels at the speed of sail. And so whoever brought it here is the breaking news. And the breaking news event that comes across is that, and I need to see this other map.
And I never know if it's us or somebody else that's making the fucking news.
Hmm.
We're about to make the news today, Keith.
There has been a where is it? There has been a bioweapon attack on a Runaseer
Mm,
in the
No.
Borderland subsector. The report says that information is sketchy at this point, but it appears that a number of ships have dropped some kind of biochemical weapon, and the Aslan Ihati clans on Arenaseer, several of them have been affected.
mm,
And it says, more news will be coming. Currently, there is a death toll of 25 Aslan. It doesn't seem to be affecting humans or humanity.
Well, except when they go crazy
know,
and slash
As
everything.
close as the Aslan are to this area, you think they just come and take this thing out?
Right. So that is where we will break for this week, and we will pick up next week with some endurance checks for the crew of the Yoshi Sin to see if they all pass out from Ting's tea and crumpets.
Love it. Love it. It's a good classic, right? See, non-violence, Keith. That's the way to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then you just shoot them in the head.
Oh, yeah. They're when they pass out, they're fucked. That's
It's
it.
over.
Yeah.
All right.
If they
We'll just pay off the ground crew to fill up the rest of the thing, and we'll take this ship.
Okay. Well, we will
Yeah.
pick this up next week with your genius plan and see where it goes. We'll see you on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
See ya.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks.
All
That
right,
was
have a
pretty
good night,
fun.
guys.
Yeah.